Hi guys, good morning. This is Dan. Welcome to Engelgeist. For those of you that are new, welcome. For those of you that are returning, welcome back. For those of you that support me over on Patreon, thank you so very much for your subscriptions. This is the daily forecast for Thursday the 5th. It is now Wednesday the 4th, Thursday, August 5th. It is not solely set for that date. It is intended for when you see it rather than when it's originally created for. But for those of you that watch regularly, this is building upon the readings that we've been looking at. Please check out the drop-down menu on the daily videos. There's my social media contacts, things I want you to think about when utilizing the channel, all of that sort of stuff. Ways to support the channel, please hit the thumbs up button, subscribe, or leave a question or comment. I greatly appreciate all of that stuff, so please do so. Share the video out and all of that. And so just to give my regular viewers a heads up, I'm filming Thursday. It's now Wednesday morning the 4th. I'm filming Thursday the 5th and Friday the 6th this morning because I will be flying to Mexico. So at the very last minute, I just found this out last night. So I may not be able to watch this with you guys tomorrow in the morning because I'll be en route. But I'll be en route this morning. I don't know if I'll be able to watch it with you guys tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see. Anyways, we're going to try and get these uploaded and into the system and so that I can just release them from Mexico. All right, so that's neither here nor there. Let's get into the energy of the reading and see what's going on for everybody. So here's that Seven of Cups energy again. It's that confusion. One too many choices at the buffet, guys. If we find ourselves dealing with confusion, maybe the confusion of others, our own confusion, having one too many choices, one too many paths, contemplating too many options, we may need to ramp that down or calm that down a bit. I just had to do that because the screen was pulsing. Could be a little bit of an emotional time. Certainly, the Seven of Cups can indicate not knowing which road to take, which path to take, how to sort of deal with the situations at hand. There is the Three of Wands energy underneath this, I believe. Is that not correct? Yes, that is correct. So our midweek card at the beginning of the week was the Three of Wands. The Three of Wands is about sort of setting up a plan or, kind of starting to create and plan at a very desirous level as to what we want or how we want to get there. This laying over that could be that we're not quite sure the importance of our plan or the excitement of our plan might, create this sort of confusion or this emotional worry or anxiety. I do think it's just about sort of picking a lane and staying in it whenever we see this card. Sevens are always about conscious choices, sort of maybe picking the one thing that looks the most, practical, level-headed. I kind of think when I see this card, it's kind of time to ground. So keep that in mind if you are feeling emotionally confused or indecisive. This could be also, and I don't know if this is more for me than other people. I'm hoping this is not the case, but this just could be too many, sort of chefs in the sauce, as far as, there might be too many conflicting opinions, moving around, running around, and the dealing with that. So I would say one thing is try not to lose your cool. I mean, I'm sort of looking at this card and I'm thinking about how this is being handled right now and the fact that I'm up at 3 a.m. trying to get ready so I can be on the way to the airport by 5 a.m. with less than 24 hours notice. It's a lot. And so I'm wondering if this card might be for me. Anyways, if you're dealing with any sort of confusion or feeling like you're being pushed or pulled in opposite directions, that's the reason why, or this card would be the reason why. We need to pick whatever sort of looks best to us, whatever maybe seems the most, opportune and I would say grounded or practical in these situations. The daydreams or the fantasies aren't necessarily what we want to be entertaining when we see the Seven of Cups around, because that could be a recipe for disaster. Just because there is this sort of nature to the Seven of Cups amidst the confusion or whatever. If we go for, my feeling is if we go after the thing that kind of is the daydream or not quite practical, we could set ourselves up for further confusion or maybe a good, wake up call inadvertently, right, by accident. So be aware of that. The next card here is, card number 3, take the lead. So I like this. This is about, like, to me, 3 is that mind, body, spirit connection, right? It's kind of like getting all of those 3 aspects of ourselves in sync together, making those decisions for ourselves, kind of counterbalancing this 7 of Cups energy. I kind of get this feeling, and I don't know if I'm just reading this from my own situation. I have a little bit of seeing this card this morning and thinking about tomorrow and what I have to do tomorrow. I'm a little bit nervous. This is getting a little personal, but I'm a little bit nervous about what everybody else is trying to do around me than anything. I think that might be my 7 of Cups for me personally. The take the lead card would definitely be the way I'm interpreting it for me. So I'm just going to give it to you guys too, is that it's about kind of lining up our mind, body, and spirit, picking that lane or that choice and really owning it. Not letting anybody stand in the way of that, not letting anybody's sort of mixed perceptions or notions or ideas cloud our judgment, their needs, their expectations. Today to me, it feels like that's a big fat no. If you need to, kick butt and take names, then that's what you need to do today to sort of stay on task, on target, right? The other reason why I say that, the interesting thing is this sort of fireball or this light, this truth that's around that hand on the take the lead card, that kind of keys me back to the underlying energy of that 3 of Wands that's underneath this. That 3 of Wands is that fire energy that we see in that hand, right? And it is sort of like, as he's kind of compiling this fire or this light, this truth, within all aspects of his being, the 3, the mind, body, spirit connection, we are potentially needing to harbor that, nurture that, focus on that, give our attention to that, not to the other things that may be going on around us that could be causing us confusion, i.e. the 7 of Cups. Does that make sense? So in our planning stages with that 3 of Wands energy, which is that fire energy, that spiritual desire, whatever it is that we want, whatever it is that we're looking for, we may find the need to have to push for it today, or certainly hold our ground. That kind of is also the feeling of take the lead. There's a way to do so, maybe, diplomatically. I'm not saying go and start arguments or whatever, but taking the lead is okay, put yourself first and foremost. Put your goals, your ideas. Sorry, this screen keeps pulsing. Your ideas, your desires first, and stay focused on them from all aspects of being, like mind, body, spirit. It's okay to contemplate feelings, right? That would be the 7 of Cups, but we want to be discerning with whatever we are looking at or feeling, and really weigh things out. Is this my heart? Is this my head? Is this my spirit? Which part's leading? Who's got the major influence in this aspect of whatever it may be I'm looking at? That would be a counter. The take the lead would be a counterbalance to the confusion that we see in the 7 of Cups. Let's go to the grounding stone. The grounding stone is forgive on Tiger's Eye. So with forgive, we might find some wonky outside influences around us with the 7 of Cups energy. We might need to forgive those things, or, forgive situations so that we're able to take the lead. Staying maybe impartial, staying in a place of this forgiveness stone is definitely giving me this idea of staying in a place that's more, not necessarily passive, but in acceptance of things, right? Because you can't necessarily, how do I want to say this? Like if you're in resistance to it while you're in the midst of it, even if there's a lot of like moving parts or things that are going on with people around you or situations around you, fighting against it, resisting it, trying to push your point or whatever is not necessarily going to work, right? The idea of forgiveness is sort of like remaining open-minded, accepting of things as they are, but not necessarily with the take the lead card there. It's not necessarily that we have to sign up for everybody's um, uh, expectations, if that makes sense, right? But there's like a fine line. To me, the forgiveness sort of still keeps us in that place of compassion or love, like the stone we saw the other day, health, which we saw yesterday. You know, we also saw, what was yesterday's card? I feel like it was that Five of Swords, which was that, you know, maybe arguments or whatever. That's what is for today as I'm thinking about it. So that sort of has some of this too, where there's maybe this outer conflict that we're dealing with, that we need to me, when I'm looking at these three together, it means we need to like sort of be firm in what we need and what our goals are, but we also need to not like get messy behind trying to attain those goals. And what I mean by messy is don't get too aggressive or forceful, but also don't get too confused or pulled in a multitude of directions. There's a way to sort of forgive the situations or forgive people and their needs, their expectations, and still be able to stay like empowered, centered, focused, and hopefully potentially get what we need or, meet our goals in a way. Does that make sense? So that is your forecast for today. I hope that makes sense. Please hit the thumbs up button and subscribe, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you so much and have a great day. Bye-bye.